Hey everybody, it's me, Stu Helm, the Food Fan, back here at Food Fan headquarters. And today I want to talk to you about a very positive experience I had at Summit Coffee. Summit is a regional coffee roaster. They are here in North Carolina. They're not located right in Asheville, but they are regional rather than local, as we say. And they roast great coffee. I'm a fan of their coffee, and they've had a location in the River Arts District for quite a little while, a couple of years, three or 4 years now. But they recently opened a satellite location inside the Grove Arcade. And the Grove Arcade, you guys hear me talk about it a lot because there's a lot going on in there, and it is relatively close to my house. And I also meet my food tours there 2 or 3 times a week. So I am there a couple of times a week inside the beautiful Grove Arcade building, completed in 1928 by E.W. Grove and the Grove family. The word arcade is a little bit of an old-fashioned term for a mall, I guess. It's got nothing to do with pinball machines and stuff. In this case, it is also just sheer coincidence that there is a pinball museum in the corner of a building right across the street. The Battery Park Hotel has a pinball museum in it, and a lunchbox museum, and a poster museum. So yeah, fun. But nothing to do with the Grove Arcade. That just means when it was originally built, it was intended for the purpose that it is used for today, which is to be retail and restaurants on the first floor, offices on the next 2 floors, and then apartments all the way up. I think it was intended to be, I don't know, 14 or 15 stories tall initially, and it is not that tall. It is 5 stories tall, and that is because it was being built in the 1920s. If you know a little bit about American history, you know that the Great Depression hit at the in the 1920s, and the Grove family actually saw that dark cloud looming on the horizon of the economy, and they decided to cap the Grove Arcade building at its current height. And so, but there are some apartments inside the Grove Arcade, and they're quite lovely. I think I've been inside of one, and it was really, really nice. Of course, it must be so amazing to just live inside the Grove Arcade. Any hoodles, I was there to meet a tour, and like I do, I got a cup of coffee right before. Now, I usually am getting just a shot of espresso to slam down right before the tour, but I had a little extra time, so I ordered myself a latte and a pastry. And the pastry was a quote unquote Pop-Tart. Now, it wasn't a commercial Pop-Tart made by, I don't know, Dow Chemical or whoever makes Pop-Tarts. I honestly don't know. It's Kraft or Nabisco, or maybe Kraft and Nabisco are the same thing, and maybe they're all owned by Dow Chemical. I have no idea. But they weren't commercial Pop-Tarts. They were like locally made, what are you going to say, like scratch made Pop-Tarts. And I'm probably not even supposed to use that term because of copyright issues. But what else? What you going to do? You jam your corporate uh, names down our throats, and of course they're the ones that we're going to say back. So um, I got slightly distracted by corporate culture. I was talking about this beautiful pastry. It was very, very nice, and it was from a baker called Beebowbakes. All one word as far as I can tell, Beebowbakes, Beebowbakes. And you can find them on Instagram. It is a chef named Kelsey Ann Beebo, and her last name is spelled Beebout. I'm going to guess it's pronounced Bebo. I've never heard it said out loud. I only read it online. But since she spells it phonetically for the name of her company, I'm going to guess that her name is Chef Kelsey Ann Bebo. And she is a baker, and she seems to specialize in cakes from what I can tell from her Instagram account. And the cakes are beautiful. They kind of have a rustic elegance to them, and they look delicious. And this Pop-Tart was very good. Like, it was small, so not too much to contend with. It was the size of an actual like commercial Pop-Tart, a little larger perhaps. It had a beautiful fruit filling that I think was raspberry. I'm not very good at just guessing things. And it had a nice glaze or frosting on top that was sort of a hard frosting that was really, really good. Not too sweet, but yes, sweet. And there was a tartness from the berries as well. And man, I would have eaten 10 of these things if I could have. So get on down to Summit Coffee. Oh, and the latte was not just beautiful. They did a great job. I kind of forgot about Latte Art. It had been a couple of years, you know, since 2019, basically, since I'd seen Latte Art. And I was like, oh, yeah, right? There's a little fern or something on top of here. And so that was nice to see, that kind of a blast from the past kind of thing. And the latte was very smooth and very delicious, and it went perfectly with the quote unquote Pop Tart. And so I recommend Summit inside the Grove Arcade, and I recommend you check out Beebowbakes on Instagram and look for Kelsey Ann Beebo's pastries around town. If you see a Pop Tart, buy it. No matter who's making it in this town, if you see a house-made Pop-Tart, and this was not the first Pop-Tart I've ever, like, house-made fancy Pop-Tart I've had. I used to love the one at the Junction by Chef David Van Tassel, and he is now cooking at Sovereign Remedies, which means he's also the executive chef over Asheville Beauty Academy and Parlor, which is the upstairs late night bites part of the Asheville Beauty Academy, which is a bar on Broadway, right downtown. And then there's also the Getaway down by the river. And I think Charlie Hodge, who is the mastermind behind all of those, might have a couple of other things in the works as well. So look for those. And I'm pretty sure that David Van Tassel's Pop Tart is available at Parlor late night. So go check that one out as well. And I want to say that I also, right before my tour, I went to White Duck Taco to tell them I was bringing a tour in. And yes, we do bring tours into White Duck Taco. Around this town, we might be like, White Duck Taco, that's, you know, nothing special, you know, but from people from out of town, these tacos are fantastic. And I'll tell you what, if you haven't had one in a while, get one. They're amazing. I went in and I wanted to tell them that I wanted to order the pork belly tacos for everybody. And the pork belly tacos come with pickled watermelon rind and a sauce that I would describe as basically a green goddess sauce. And they, it's, I was ordering it for my patrons on my tour, and suddenly I was like, no, I want one too. And so they were like, you want it now or you want it when you come back with the tour? I was like, I'll take it now. And I took it and I ate it, and I'm telling you what, this pork belly taco from White Duck is excellent. Like, so good. The pork belly is very meaty, although it does have some crispy fat on it. It's not a heavy fat based pork belly. It's meaty and it's got a nice chew to it, as well as that crispiness. The pickled watermelon rind is special and delicious. And that green goddess, where it sounds a little incongruous, is perfect. And it's got, the whole thing's got comfort and tang involved. And there's a lot of consistency across the board for the pork belly. Like, you're not going to get one taco where you're like, oh, this pork belly is really fatty and this other piece is very meaty. It's consistent across the board. So don't delay, Asheville. I know that we as Asheville eaters, we can sometimes be like, oh, that's so popular, I don't go anymore. But White Duck is not something you should sleep on. You should get on in there, get that pork belly taco. All right, folks. Well, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk to you about. And I have really been enjoying the cool weather. I know that a lot of you are wanting it to get warm. It'll be warm soon. And then downtown is going to just blow up once it's warm, like truly warm outside. So for the locals, as always, get on downtown before it gets overwhelmed by tourists. Now, I don't mind the tourists. It makes downtown exciting to me, but I know a lot of the locals don't really like to rub elbows with that many people. It's not that they don't like the individual tourists. It's just a lot of people. And so, but now's the time. Get on downtown. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are the days the locals should get downtown. And if you want to know who's open on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, one trick that you can use is to look on a delivery website like kickback.com, which is my favorite local delivery. It's the only local one in town. You could look on their site to see which of their delivery menus is active, and the active ones are open. That's one like sort of hack to see who's open in Asheville. And then you go ahead and order from Kickback if you want to do that, but also you can use that information to get on downtown. I'm always trying to get y'all to get downtown. I'm a big fan of downtown Asheville, and I want the locals to enjoy it as much as the visitors do. All right, folks. Well, that's it for this week. I'll catch you next time. I shouldn't really put timestamps on it, right? That's it for now, I should say. And I'll be back in a little bit, talk about food some more. Please follow me on Facebook. Stu Helm Food Fan is my tag there, as well as on Instagram, Stu Helm Food Fan. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm kind of boring because I talk about politics on Twitter. It's also Stu Helm Food Fan. And then please sign up for my Substack newsletter. Just search for me on Substack. And I just relaunched my YouTube channel so you can check out. I'm saving these recordings as YouTube videos, and they're archived on my YouTube channel, so you can check them out there. All right, everybody. I want you to eat something real good and tell me about it. Take care.